So Kamala Harris put her foot in it once again, in her never-ending attempt to pretend that she has had a blacker American experience than what she's really had. She said basically that she smokes weed now, that she smoked and she even inhaled. That's what she said according to an interview that she did on The Breakfast Club. Now, if you don't know, it has basically become the norm for politicians trying to reach black audiences to go onto The Breakfast Club and basically lie to America's face while pretending to be blacker than what they really are. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same Breakfast Club. I mean, yeah, a lot of you in the hip hop world know who she is or what the Breakfast Club is. Great program. I love it. They do have everybody on. They don't discriminate in that regard. So I'm not insulting them. But this is the same program where Hillary Clinton went on and said, I carry hot sauce in my bag everywhere I go. Yeah, that Breakfast Club. So they basically, people go on there and they try to have a black Olympics and see who can be the blackest to win over black votes. And of course, most of the time, except for the time that Bernie Sanders went on, they were very disingenuous. Bernie obviously talked about Medicare for all. He talked about the independent electorate and how he mapped out his way that he was going to win. Bernie Sanders stuff, you know. Didn't really get to discuss hot sauce or marijuana. But what Kamala Harris did was a little bit more than irritating, right? Because remember, this is the same woman who prosecuted tens of thousands of black people for smoking marijuana. So there's that. But when she was asked if she smoked marijuana, she said, oh yeah, it brings a lot of joy to people. I mean, half of my family is Jamaican. Really? She actually said that. She said, half of my family is Jamaican, therefore you know I smoke marijuana. So basically you apply a stereotype about Jamaicans. Like Jamaicans smoke a unique amount of marijuana compared to the rest of the world even, right? I mean, yeah, because of Bob Marley, they did get that association. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the association, as much as I can't stand the fact that once again, all of a sudden, she's invoking the fact that she's half Jamaican. What she leaves out is the fact that there's almost zero pictures with her side of the Jamaican family. She doesn't have stories about her Jamaican family because she rarely was with them. She grew up in the richest town in Montreal, Canada, okay? She has tons of stories. If you go back as early as 2009, 2012, and look up stories, they're mostly about the mother side of the family, which is from India, okay? First of all. So once again, this is just another attempt by Kamala Harris to try and seem not only hip, but blacker than what she really is as far as her experiences are concerned. Now, if you don't believe that, what she said next may surprise you. But if you've been doing your research on Kamala Harris, then you probably won't be that surprised. Because they asked her, well, what did you listen to in college while you were smoking the ganja, you know, smoking the Jesus plant? Marijuana. Mary Jane. What were you listening to? You know, my generation, we listened to Wiz Khalifa back in the day. But actually, some of us still do. But she said, definitely Snoop Dogg and Tupac for sure. In college. This is what she said. That's what she listened to. So there's a little discrepancy with that. She graduated from Howard University. However, she graduated from Howard University in 1986. Now, the logical assumption would be, well, maybe she meant law school. She graduated from law school by 1989, finished her bar by 1990. Snoop Dogg's first studio album didn't drop until 1993. Tupac's was first released in 1991. Why did you say those two? Well, obviously, there's a connection they have to California. With Snoop Dogg specifically, there was a connection that he has to the marijuana industry. He is the first quote-unquote smoking rapper, if you will, or the first smokers rapper. But more than anything else, this is once again another sad attempt to co-opt a black identity that she really hasn't experienced. And if I was black, right? And I am black, obviously, but if I was black and I was thinking about voting for Kamala Harris, this would scare the hell out of me. Because she is going out of her way to blatantly deceive black people to steal their votes. Because she's not going to win. She doesn't want to win them over on policy, because she's going to flip-flop on policy. She can't win them over on her record because it's freaking abysmal. It is atrocious. Okay, her record is just horrific. I mean, we're not even going to go into all of it because God knows I can stay here all day. But you all know how the spiel goes. Just as a bare minimum, she set the record for prosecuting black males in California, along with a lot of corruption of the justice system in order to keep many of them in jail for nonviolent offenses. That's just a couple of things, right? I have plenty of videos on them. Make sure you go look through my YouTube channel if you need a little bit more on Kamala Harris in that regard. But if she'll sit here and lie to your face because she can't run on anything else, that means she wants the black vote just long enough to get to the general election where the black vote isn't as effective for a black person as it would be in the Democratic primary election, which basically means when she gets done courting your black vote, when you all do decide to vote for her, which I really sincerely hope you do not, that basically means she's going to leave you all out to dry if you vote for her. I mean, I've already accepted that if she won the primary, she would leave us out to dry. So I'm not voting for her. I'm speaking to those who may still be considering it. When she hits that general, you won't hear a damn thing about black people. Now, here's what's interesting. This article says she clarifies her stance on marijuana. Here's the problem with that. No, she hasn't. She just says she smoked at one point. Mind you, she put a bunch of people in jail and kept them there for non-violent offenses, many of them related to marijuana consumption or the sale of marijuana that eventually became legal, and white people in California became millionaires, while those black males ended up with 25 to life just a couple of years before California legalized marijuana. By the way, she was DA during this transition process to legalization of marijuana. Then she was Attorney General during the transition process to legalizing marijuana. So she was aware of that. She was aware of what was coming to be and actually ramped up conviction rates and made sure those prisoners stayed in jail during that entire process where they went to full legalization. So there's that hypocritical side of the argument. But just as an identity, just as a matter of identity, she would look at you dead in your face and lie to you for a cheap, underhanded attempt to get a black vote that she truly doesn't deserve, a vote that she knows she doesn't deserve, or else she wouldn't have to lie about your experiences. You're not lying about just like random experience. You're inventing experiences you've never had just so you can pretend to fit into an experience that you don't understand. You know who's giving her these directives? Like, anyone who is black can tell a white person is giving her these directives. Only a white consultant would tell you as a black woman, announce on MLK Day. It'll be cool. No black person would do that. No black person who understands the black experience at 54, 53 years old, 55, I believe. She's one of those two. Like, at that age, you know exactly what MLK was. You know how important his legacy is to our culture. And no black person who's had the black American experience would take attention away from his day. Only a white consultant would have you sit up here and say something stupid like, I smoked weed listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg in college when they hadn't even dropped studio albums yet. Just because they couldn't think of anybody else to say. You could have said Eazy-E. You could have said, there's a plethora of people you could have said that would have at least been to the edge of your law school. But you said Snoop Dogg and Tupac. That's all you could remember. That's what you were told to say. Really? Like this is like the sad attempt that Aretha Franklin was a treasure. I want to give her a congressional medal. What? Stop with the nonsense. Bring a black agenda. then we can talk a little bit more. But until then, you should be scared out of your mind to vote for this woman. If she'll lie like this about her black experience because it doesn't really mean anything to her, this is political games to her. Your real experiences as a black person in this country, for the good and for the bad, is a political joke to Kamala Harris. Is that somebody you really want representing you in office? Someone who basically trivializes the black experience for votes. Thanks for watching that segment of Mi Casa es Su Casa. You can donate to our Patreon and keep helping the network grow by clicking on the link in the description below. And also, make sure you join us at JustNForm.com. And finally, make sure you subscribe to us on Roku and be part of the very first independent news network on Roku TV. But more than anything else, always remember, find your balance. Peace.